Welcome to the fifth and the most interesting part. This part is my favorite part because this is about visualization. This is about wireframing. As I have already said, that you will need to create flowcharts to visualize the user journey and interaction paths within the product, right? If you are building any feature, you need to showcase in a flowchart sort of a way to help everyone visualize what you're trying to really achieve within that user journey. Okay, so that we will try to do. Second will be developing a low fidelity wireframe to outline the basic layout and the structure of the product, as we said, and then we'll refine them into a high fidelity design using Figma. Okay, so let me give you a brief and basics of wireframing. So first is, what is wireframing? Wireframing is a visual representation of the workflow of a website or a mobile application. Okay, it's a visual representation. This preliminary design step illustrates the page structure, layout, and the functionality. Just understand this: structure, layout, and the functionality. It helps in planning the user experience without distraction from color, graphics, or content. You're not putting any of this, just black and white thing, which I said, right? And wireframe is where user and business meets, because as I said, if you are trying to build something for the user, it will also have a business impact. And based on that, once you have finalized everything, you say that user and business requirements are met. Okay. So what is wireframing? It is a visual representation of the workflow of a website or a mobile application. Okay. Second, what is the purpose of wireframe? UX designer, after completing the user research, begins wireframing the thoughts which help designers, developers, stakeholders get a clear project view and help set expectation on what to be achieved, which in turn saves time, reduces error, and ensures clear vision. As I said, whatever you are trying to achieve, whatever you are trying to build, you need to communicate with everyone, right? So that everyone understand the purpose of what you are trying to build. So purpose of wireframe is nothing but explaining everyone in a clearer way, helping them visualize what you are trying to achieve. Okay, so as a UX designer, as a product designer, after completing the user research, right, you start to begin with the wireframing process, right? What this helps with is, it gives a clear vision to the developer, stakeholder, all the stakeholders, right, with the expectation of the product outcome. Okay, so this is the purpose of wireframe. And third is, what sort of elements are there in the wireframe? So there will be logo, search fields, navigation, back and forth the user will be able to do. There will be search field, text blocks, buttons, cards, forms, dialog modals. Modals are nothing but, if you click on something, some pop-up comes onto your screen, or a bottom sheet, right? There will be a title, header to the page, there will be images, there will be videos, etc., etc. So anything which makes a product feature are the elements of a wireframe or any design system. Okay, so these are the three major things which you need to understand: what is wireframing, what is the purpose of wireframing, and the elements of wireframe. Once you are done with this, you need to understand the process of wireframing. Okay, why we really do a wireframing and how does it really help. Okay, so first is, process of wireframing is understanding the goals, which you have already done with the user research, right? You have built a solution around it, right? So second is to sketch ideas. Now whatever ideas you had, you try to put it onto the paper. So that means you are sketching your ideas. With those ideas, you will create low fidelity wireframes. That is nothing but the third point. Okay. Once you create these low fidelity wireframes, you go to different stakeholders and ask for feedback. Or maybe you go to the users and say, this is what we are trying to build and this is how it might look like, right? Then you get a feedback from different teams, your users. It could be anything. So it is nothing but all sorts of stakeholders, okay, which are related to your product, which you think you're related to your product. Fifth is refine and iterate. Once you get the feedback, you need to refine and iterate your wireframe. You can't say that this is how the structure look like and this is what I want. You will definitely get a lot of feedback from people, and you will have to refine and iterate as many times it is required so that your business and user goals are achieved. Okay. Sixth point, high fidelity wireframes. As I said, at an initial stage, when you're sketching your ideas, you create a low fidelity wireframe, and post that you create a high fidelity wireframe. Okay. Once you have these high fidelity wireframes, you test and validate. Let's say you create a prototype, you try to test the entire user flow. You need to validate this with users again. And once this is done, you finalize and give it a handoff. Handoff means giving it back to the product manager. Okay. So this is wireframing is mostly done by design team. That's why I'm saying the handoff will be given to the product manager, and product manager will go to developers and say, boss, this is what we want to code and develop, right? So this is a process of wireframing: understanding the goals, sketching ideas, creating low fidelity wireframes, getting a feedback, refining and iterating through the process, then coming up with the final high fidelity wireframe. You taste, prototype, try to validate the idea with all the stakeholders again, and then you finalize and give a handoff, right? So this is a process of wireframing. And when to use wireframes, right? So first is when you are exploring concepts, right? Wireframes act as visual aids to clarify abstract ideas, particularly during initial phase of the project. Let's say you have a wide vision of any product, right? And as an initial concept, different people, different stakeholders will have different ideas about it, right? And there will be a lot of confusion. So wireframing helps you put your ideas onto the paper and say, this is exactly what I want. Now you give me the feedback, right? So that is where the wireframes are used, exploring the initial concepts, right? Second will be gathering inputs. Of course, once you, for example, if you want to build a feature, you need inputs, but based on what they are going to give you inputs, right? So as I said, once you create a low fidelity design, you go and gather the inputs. Third is planning functionality. Let's say you say, if I give a feature to a user, once they click onto the card, directly they reach out to the payment process, and automatically their payments happen XYZ, whatever thing. So you try to build some functionality around it, but how it will look is what wireframe will help. So if you want to give an idea about any sort of a functionality of that feature, wireframes will be helpful. Fourth will be when you want to structure a content around it. On your mobile application or on your website, there will be a lot of text, images, and multimedia, right? So while wireframing, you will say, okay, there will be a title, then there will be an image, then there will be a video, then there will be a text. So you need to structure your content. When you need to put your thought to structuring your content, wireframing can be used. Fifth is mapping user journey. When, let's say, from step 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, these are the 4 steps in the user journey for which my product feature is going to impact. Okay. For that, so wireframings are valuable tool for mapping out the paths user take within the website or an application, allowing designers to visualize and refine navigation flows. So once you create the wireframes and you map the user journey, this will help design team to also build on to a high fidelity design, which will help a better navigating user journey, better navigating flow, right? So fifth is, of course, mapping the user journey, and then sixth will be testing the usability. You are trying to build a feature, but it is not great at using. It is not easy to use. So building that feature would also, so building the wireframe for that feature and testing that usability is also important, so that you get more insights on how to really use that. Okay. So before finalizing design, wireframes can undergo usability tests to define and address usability issues early in the process. You can't say that I create this sort of a feature, oh, no one is using it. No, it is not like that. At an wireframing stage, you need to get some feedback from different stakeholders that if this feature is really usable or not. Okay. So there could be n number of things, n number of use cases when to actually uh, wireframes are used, right? So these are the major 6 pointers which you can think of while you need to create wireframes. Okay. And last here is wireframing principles. When you are trying to build a wireframe, create a wireframe, these are the 6 points which you need to consider. First is simplicity. You need not to complicate it. Focus on a straightforward structure and a functionality. Okay. Second is user centered. Prioritize user needs and journeys, not what you want as a product manager. Third is simplicity. Ensure every element has a clear purpose. Okay. Sorry. So this is purpose. So ensure every element has a clear purpose. Okay. Fourth is clarity. They assist in arranging and positioning content elements such as text, images, and multimedia to ensure a cohesive presentation, right? Because you need to offer clarity to everyone, right? And for that, you also need to clarify that at what stage, what sort of an element would come into your wireframe or into your end outcome of that product. Okay. Fifth is feedback. You need to gather input continuously and refine and iterate. Okay. And sixth is consistency. Maintain uniformity in the design and the structure. You can't say one page is going to be in this format, one page is going to be in this format. No. You will have to keep the consistency so that everyone is actually relating to what you are trying to build. Okay. So these are the 6 major principles which you need to consider: simplicity, user centered, purpose, clarity, feedback, consistency. Okay. Coming down to the best part of wireframes is there are 3 major type of wireframes. First is low fidelity, as I said, black and white, right? Then there is mid-fi, let's say medium fidelity, wherein you don't add everything, but you just add a few elements of it, as you can see, right? Addition of clothes, let's say summer edition, right? Summer collection. Then I need an image, so this cross defines an image. So I have put an image wherein man and a woman is there, right? Then there is a title and a cost. So here you can see product title with 2 lines. Okay, I want 2 lines to be there. For example, if I can also write a 1 line, and then I want an amount here, okay, to be mentioned. So this is what a medium, or low fidelity design would look like. Either of this can be created using any sort of a tool. I created using Xcali Draw, and I created this using Figma. Okay, and once you have done with this, you have iterated between this low fidelity and medium fidelity designs with different stakeholders, then you jump on to high fidelity design, right? So this is a design team's job to actually give you an output. But herein, as I don't have any design team, so I myself have gone up and say, okay, let me try to build this. Like, there is a man and a woman. Okay, there is a man and a woman. There is a summer collection, sort of a, let's say this could be any collection, right? So this is a wedding collection. Okay, there are a few tags. Okay, active tag, small, blazer, tee, right? And then I said, okay, product so product image is there. So kurta, sari, kurti, wedding set, etc., etc. I don't know more about it, but I'm just trying to put everything at place. So these are 3 types of wireframes designs: low fidelity design, medium fidelity design, and high fidelity design. Mostly people talk about low fidelity and high fidelity design, but I believe that the medium fidelity also gives you more insights on your product feature requirements. Okay, so once now this is shared with the design team will give you high fidelity design, and along with that, of course, different features. So now, as I said, while wireframing, you will have to put everything into a flow chart. Okay, so as I said, Instagram user comes, explores the Instacart. Okay, no, then Instagram as usual they can use, but let's say they explore the Instacart, they can go and explore the brands and product. Okay, they can watch out product catalog by watching videos and photos. As I said, we are going to have a product catalog, and there is optional like recommendations, if any. They can, it's an optional choice for the user, if they want, right, to buy that product. If they make a buy decision, if user wants to buy later, they can save it to later, and if they want to buy now, they can add to cart. They can do the checkout and payment, and there will be an order tracking for delivery, right? If required, then of course we'll have a customer support. So this will give an idea on how the product feature would look like. Now I believe that you are trying to get an understanding of what I was saying from last 1 hour, right? So this is a flowchart, and based on this flowchart, now I have created a low fidelity diagram. So as you can see Instagram, there could be 2 3 pointers. Then these are nothing but the stories. This cross, this cross defines an image, right? Again, this is a post. These are few buttons, and there is a username, description of the product, and there is bottom navigation. And here you can see some cart. There should be a cart icon, which I am saying, right? Based on that, there, if the user clicks on the cart, then they will be able to see, tabs, brands, clothing, beauty. There will be, again, stories will be like there. They can continue shopping. There will be a section. This is a carousel, right? As you can see, one banner and then half, 1/4 of the banner, right? So this is a continue shopping section. This is a new launch by brand, right? So there are new launches by brand, then it will be shown here, and sort of a vertical sort of a carousel, right? I can suggest brands for you. You can always click on see all and get more suggestions. There will be exclusive offers. If there are any discounts to offer, there will be exclusive offers which I can offer, right? And of course, as I said, there will be saved by you. There will be a wish list which user can always go and resume their purchases. For example, if the user now clicks onto any of sort of a product, I give the product brief, cost about that product, add to cart option, and shipping details, any terms and condition, delivery dates and status, and product description is what I want to involve. So this is what you are trying to communicate to the design team. This is boss. This is what I want. Okay. Based on this, now the cost of the product, there will be details of the of the product, and based on that you place the order, accept in terms and condition. And here I want to add to cart. I want to give an option while they are going to just place an order. I want them to buy more. So I want a section wherein, as an add to cart section, where I will show the products which they have already left. You have already seen this in most of the e-commerce platform, right? And last is the order section, right? In the previous orders, I should be able to see, I should be able to give a product brief and the cost of it, what was the product, right? And they can always do the continue shopping and contact for support. So this is what sort of a wireframe which I will give it to the design team, and they will give me a high fidelity design. Just to show you, like, this was all done in Excalibur, and it is really very easy to use. Like if I click here, I can draw. If I want to add a text, right? So you can Instagram, right? Now if I want to add circles, so just shift and create with this. Now you can just play around with it, right? If I click on both of it, I can control C, copy paste, right? So I can do n number of things with Excalibur. It is a very good tool to use, and this is where I created everything. Okay, and you can of course clear and delete, and you can make exports as an image. Okay, so this is where I built everything. So Excalibur is a go-to platform for creating wireframes without knowing any tool, right? You don't need not to learn anything here. You just drag and drop, draw it, and like whatever way you want, and you can create wireframes. So based on that, this is a low fidelity. So I used Figma to actually, you know, make this. This is a medium fidelity diagram to see design, right? Uh, so in Figma, in community, you will find a lot of design systems. So I downloaded one of the design systems of Instagram, and based on that, I tried to build something like this, because if I try to build this from scratch, it will take me days, right? So this took me at least an hour, considering from the wireframe, the low fidelity and the high fidelity diagrams which I have done, right? So I already got an element which is nothing but this story, right? So there are different elements, right? If you can see, I can, so this you will already get, okay? And you can use this. So what I'm trying to say is, so here if you see stories, as I can say, okay, I have shown stories, then I have shown a post and few buttons and then text and everything. So image, buttons, text and everything, right? As you can see here, I said I will show some brands, clothing, beauty, sort of this thing, and people can search by category or product and they can do continue shopping. As you can see, again, I have said beauty, travel, clothing, etc. And there are few stories written here, and then as you can see, people can search, different brands from here. Then you can always continue shopping section is there, and this is a CTA which I wanted, so that people can go to that specific product or a brand and do the shopping. There are few new launches by the brands. As I said, I want to show it in a section here. So similar to that, it is there, right? There are few suggestions for you. Then there are few sponsored, ads or any discounts which you can offer. And last, as I said, saved. Herein I am showing that whatever products which you wanted to buy, you have saved in your wish list, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is nothing but high level feature design, which a medium fidelity design will help you communicate with the design team. You can skip the low fidelity and come to this medium fidelity diagrams as well. Based on, let's say if I click on any of this product, I can have the product requirement, so the product description, add to cart button, and then purchase protection, free shipping. These are the details which I'm trying to tell about that product, a description, right? Once I do add to cart, I get to know the cost of it, shipping, and there are terms and condition, place order. And as I said, I want user to buy more, and that's why I've given an add to cart option. Before they place an order, I want them to add this product feature. Once the order is placed, I need to show the confirmation, and once they click on the check order, they can always go and check the previous order or that order details. So let's say this is a medium fidelity diagram, right? So now this is the final cut which I have created. So this is Nike, one of the, let's say, sneaker, Nike, Decathlon, Zara, the Soul Store, Starbucks. So these are the stories from different brands, based on whatever data you have collected, based on whatever analytics or algorithm which is working, or if they have followed these accounts, they will be only able to see the stories from these brands. Okay, because nowadays happens is like, even if you're watching stories from your friends, you get a lot of ads. That is hindering the user experience. So what I'm saying is, if I go to this Instacart, right, this option, I will be able to see this sort of a page. Okay, here as you can see, H&M, Nescafe, Nika is what I am searching, right? These are suggested. Then there is continue shopping. Yeah, I can of course shop. This is a carousel. Then new launches by brands, brands for you, exclusive offers for me, wish list, right? So these are the things which we already discussed, and now this is in the very clearer format, right? Here again you can see, based on whatever my selection was, now I'm adding it to cart. I'm making a purchase, for this product, and now I will be able to see all the description around that. While I am purchasing that product, I am choosing uh, a shipping mode, right? Here again, you can see that in this cart I can see number of products already in my cart. Then once the order is placed, I am getting the confirmation, and if I click on a check my order, I can see my order section. So whenever you click on this cart, you will be always be able to see the number of orders you have, and you can always view, and you will get an idea about that product, where it is, where it is getting shipped, at what date, and etc etc. And here of course, we will show you, contact us option, wherein users can reach out to you. Okay, so, and of course, you can add the products which you already left. So this is an overview of what we tried to achieve through this case study. Is an immersed e-commerce platform within Instagram, which will help users to make their purchases, discover their product. Okay, and if they follow, they will be able to, get more updates on the product, new products from these brands. And this is an immersive e-commerce platform wherein they can make their purchases, they can do their payments, they can check out their order status and everything without going out of this Instagram platform. Users are now able to make the purchases, discover the products, do everything which we discussed in this case study. Okay, so just to summarize, these are the wireframes. So first of all, this is the flow chart, this is the wireframe, low fidelity, medium fidelity, and this is the high fidelity, which will now be used by developers to actually build this feature. Okay, so this is overall wireframing, designing, putting everything to structure a product manager will have to do. Okay, coming to the last point, you will have to communicate and collate everything as I said. Okay, so you have already kept everyone informed right from the beginning, but just to, as I said, you will have to collate and document everything. So I'm saying you will have to use Confluence. Okay, so Confluence or, Word, anything. So I will share this with you as well in the form of PDF. So in the Confluence, I am saying Instacart is my one of the feature, and I'm saying story one. I've created it recently, right? It's a 3-minute read. People can see. So story one, feature description, general description about the feature, about everyone understanding. Okay, so as a user, I should be able to explore and make purchases of the product from brands. On home screen, there should be an icon for a cart or a shopping bag, which will take users to immersive experience of shopping within Instagram. So this is story. Then there will be level 1 features, like users will be able to explore the stories from the different brands they follow. User will be shown different categories to toggle between brands, men, and clothing. As you can see, I have shown given the tabs. So these are the features. I'm breaking it down for design team. This is level 1, level 2, and level 3, level 4, right? So I will share this with you, how to write the feature requirement documentation, and this will help you basically uh, sort of communicate it with everyone, and within 3 minutes, everyone will be aligned to what you are trying to achieve, right? Now coming to the part of project management. So a lot of people have been talking about agile methodologies, etc., etc. And agile methodology is nothing but, while you are managing your product, uh, it is just like any project, because you have to deliver and ship features. So project management is nothing but managing your teams and while building your features, right? And if there are any bugs, let's say, or any new requirements, priority requirements to it, your management has to be agile in a way that you can accommodate these new requirements, these, let's say, new bugs coming up in your existing uh, feature, so that you accommodate with an ongoing plan of action, right? So you have to be agile. Okay. In a simpler word, I am trying to put this out. You can go and find any definition about it, but agile methodology and everything, it is nothing. It is just, managing your project in an agile way, wherein you're flexible and you are able to manage any upcoming bugs, any upcoming priority feature while you are already in your sprint, okay, or in your process of building that feature, okay. So considering everything, you will still have to deliver on time. That is what product managers have to do. So this is Jira. You can find a lot of tutorials on it, how to really use it. But on an overall level, if I have to tell you, how do I manage? So I manage, like, so if you can remove this backlog it is by default. So I created few sprints, but I don't start them. Like if you see, I don't start them. So here I create a tech debt. Tech debt is nothing but which I need to do. I need to, like, my developers need to do something related to tech. For example, they need to increase the size of the database which we have. Let's say they need to increase the what do you say? They need to integrate few new APIs. They need to release or integrate few SDKs. It could be anything related to tech, which product manager has nothing to do with. Majorly, it is mostly managed by the tech leads or the engineering manager. So, but you need to start creating issues into it or stories into it, right? So, tech debt is what I usually try to segment it out into tech debts, which the developers will have to do, mostly communicating it with the tech lead. Second will be bugs. So ongoing bugs, priority bugs, or the bugs from the existing or the previously created or built features, I will try to put it here. As a product manager, you need to have a long-term backlog. Long-term backlog is nothing but anything beyond 2 months. So let's say today is like now is January. So whatever I'm going to pick in the month of March and beyond that, I will start putting it here. Short term is nothing but anything I'm going to do in next month or so, month or two. I'm going to start putting it here. And your sprint is nothing but your 2 week sprint. Okay. So I will add different stories. As you can see, as you can read, as a user, I should be able to explore product from different brands directly from home screen so that I don't have to search them every time. Second is, as a user, I should be able to search brand and their products and follow them I like. Okay. As a user, I should be able to explore the product which I interacted with but did not make any buying decision. So these are the stories which I want to build based on this. Only design team is going to, of course, build the designs, and developers are going to pick it from there and they are going to complete one by one feature, and you can assign it to any team member and start the sprint. Okay, so that is how it works. You can always add an epic. So this is a version 1 of Instacart, so you can have and add different epics. Okay, so if I want to create a new epic, let's say Instacart v2, so this is my new epic. So if I come and want to change here, you can see I can change to Instacart v2. So you can shift around with play around with different epics. Of course, you can also change the workflows. For now, it is to do, in progress, and done, right? So this is how the Jira is usually managed. I'm just giving you the structure, not teaching you how to run Jira. I'm just telling you that you need to segmentize tech debt, bugs, long-term backlog, short-term backlog, and your ongoing sprints. It is usually expected that you create at least 2 sprints, which is a month's work, then 2 months or so sort of a work in short term, and anything which you want to do in long term, in like in the next quarter or in the next 3 months, is you put into long term. So that is how the Jira is managed. So I will share this document about how you write the product feature documentation for everyone, and this is using Confluence. So I will share the PDF with you, and this is nothing but a Jira. You can open up your Jira account and try to put create sprint and try to put your product feature stories to it. And yeah, one thing I missed out on was uh, draw.io. So if you see, this is draw.io. Here I created the wireframes flowchart. Right before moving to wireframe, I created a flowchart. Okay, so it is very easy to use. If you go and select flowchart, you will get all the elements here, right? And Xcalia draw is what I have already shared with you. So in a nutshell, if you have to see that, mostly there is a 6 step process. You research, do analysis, define problem statement, build solution, write feature specification, visualization, and communication and collation. So this is mostly what a product manager's life look like. I know the first segment was bit stretched, but I wanted to make it clear to you on how your thought process should work and what level of thinking you should put in while building any feature. Because at an initial stage you will do a lot of work, because at a later stage it is just building and iterating, visualizing and doing stuff. But figuring out the problem statement and giving a correct solution is really important than the second part of building the product, right? So I hope you have found this helpful, and you can always reach out to me over LinkedIn or prodomaniacs at the rate gmail.com. And I will come up with uh, new videos wherein I will be able to divide this learning into bite-sized learning. I know this is a master class, but I will try to share a bite-sized learning with you over YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn. So follow us there, and thank you for your time. Have a great day.